Welcome back. We're back with another podcast, episode 23 of the Bennett Buzz. It's going to be a very special one. We got a big guest, Jameson Tank. So your name, Jameson Tank, for the band, is that that just came from your name?
Yeah, so I was already putting out music when I started the band. Like I'd always wanted to be in a band, of course, and my name's Jameson Tankersley.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was just like started putting out music, solo name, Jameson Tank.
Right.
But the goal was always to get to the band.
Yeah.
So that era kind of ended when I met the band and we became Jameson Tank the band.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's been a question for everybody every week. And it's like, so
We had to
whiskey
ask.
tank? Are you guys like a whiskey tank or what? I was like, no, it's my name. They're like, so you're the band. I'm like, no, I'm in the band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah.
fair. It's been kind of like a personal brand kind of thing.
Yeah.
For the
I like that.
podcast. You know,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, how did y'all form the band?
Okay, so we all met in Athens area because we're all based in Athens or near Athens a little bit. But we kind of met. I met two of them at UGA, and then one of them on Craigslist. So we always joked that we're a Craigslist band. I had an
Yeah.
ad up, like looking for musicians kind of thing. But yeah, we all met and just started touring like almost immediately. I think our bass player joined, and then we played that Friday in Atlanta. So the plan was always just like really tour, you know. Like,
Yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
have a ton of intention.
Did y'all practice before? Like, did
I mean,
y'all?
a little bit, not
just-
enough probably. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
We were the same way.
yeah, you know how it is. It was
Yeah.
kind of the goal was always to play. It was not
Right.
to like camp in the studio for a year,
Right.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like really work our parts out super tight. It was like if we go play and we bring the right energy, you know, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, so the energy thing. So your stage presence, you can see it like all over like your Instagram. Like
Yeah.
y'all have a great like energetic performance. You know.
Yeah,
So did
appreciate
that
it.
come naturally? Did y'all have to like practice choreography? Like was it awkward?
There's a few things that are somewhat choreographed where we like kind of like all headbang and that kind of stuff. But no, dude, it was super natural. Like it was
Everybody
just like
was
obvious.
just-
Like
Yeah.
that's just how I play, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would rather play like that and like miss notes than like
Right.
you know stand still. It's kind of our thing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen us, but very much our
No,
I
thing.
think
wanna
I
catch a
caught y'all
show.
out at TD's one night. in
Really?
Clemson,
Oh
yeah.
God, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that's been a
TD.
while.
We only played there twice. That was probably our first show in Clemson, maybe our second.
Really?
Was there a lot of people there or no?
I can't remember.
Because we did it one time and there was a lot of people, and I was like, dude, Clemson is awesome.
Was that before we started playing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
It
sure.
was a while ago if it was
Yeah.
TD, dude. We only
Yeah.
played there twice, and then we moved over to Loose Change.
So how long have y'all been a band for?
I think we're coming up on 2.5 years now, so really not that
probably,
long.
Yeah.
It's probably around when we started. then.
Close.
Yeah,
to it,
like
yeah.
a little bit like post-COVID almost or something
Yeah,
like that.
because I saw like as soon as we started like the social media thing,
Yeah.
I like saw y'all's account and stuff, and saw that y'all were growing and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And so I started looking at all your flyers. I was like, dang, like these flyers look sick. Like and then so that was kind of like my process for booking gigs in the beginning was looking at where everybody else was playing. You know,
That's a great
So
way to do
how
it.
how do you go about getting some of your gigs? Do you have like an agent or?
We do have an agent now. We're on a management company out of Nashville, Tennessee called Crescent Moon Entertainment. They've been really good to us, but all they do is our Greek stuff. So
Yeah.
they book all our fraternities and sororities. And honestly, the sororities and fraternities hit them up wanting us, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't really fish us around as much as, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you've got to already have a buzz for that kind of thing to happen,
Right.
if that makes
Right.
sense. And then I do all the original gigs, which is like venues, cover bar kind of things. That
Yeah.
we're trying not to do many of those these days, but
Heard that.
Yeah, we're
ticketed
working our
venues.
way
It's-
out of it.
We're still in them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but trying to work our way out.
That's
of
a
it.
lot more work.
Yeah, it's a battle, but
Yeah.
you're trying to get there. And I forget. Remind me the question. It was how we get our gigs.
Yeah. What's your process like?
So yeah, dude. Honestly, it's just like a lot of like, especially getting into Greek stuff was like go play the cover bar kind of thing, like you know for nothing, damn near nothing, you know.
Yeah.
And like work your way up to like because if you play those and you really rock, like you'll meet fraternity people at them if you're playing
Yeah.
the right places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's just kind of snowballed from there to where like we've then done the fraternities and then been able to go ticketed and do the ticketed bars in town, in some towns of course. And yeah, it's just been looping around on that for
Heck
a while.
yeah.
We've been touring for so long, that it's getting ridiculous in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I think we're actually a little bit tired of it right now.
I
But
heard
like
that.
we love it. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but like I could use a break.
It gets exhausting.
Dude,
It
I'm
really
glad
does.
we're not the only one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
everybody,
yeah,
everybody
dude.
thinks it's all roses and everything, but it's hard work.
It's like half our
It is.
podcasts are us being like, yeah, we played, like it was super fun. We're all so exhausted.
Yeah.
Like that's how it always
yeah.
goes.
Yeah, they didn't mention that when they talked about this tour. I think it
Uh-huh.
was just roses and hotel rooms
Yeah.
and everything. It was nice, you know. But
It's fun
it
in the
really
moment,
is
though.
though. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Fun.
Yeah, Yeah,
It's so much fun.
I think we'll
New
look
city
back
every
on it
night,
fondly.
you know, like living fast. You
That's
know?
what I'm saying, man. Got no complaints, man. No
I mean, you
complaints.
got to go through this stage.
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
to.
You've got
There's
to,
no way
or
around
you
it.
haven't really earned it, man.
Right.
It gives you a real chip on your shoulder too.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when you've been touring, you're like, man,
Makes you want it even more.
we've got this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're sick. You know what I
So
mean?
your
Yeah.
music.
Heck yeah.
So what out of all the music like on your Spotify?
Yeah.
Which ones of those are just yours?
So the first EP that's on there, it's what is it called? Gosh, it might just be Jameson Tank EP. I can't even remember. But there's 6 songs that are just solo before I'd met the guys.
Okay.
And then everything else is them. And right now we're working on an album, working on another EP, kind of like doing a lot of that, trying to slow down from the touring side of things and like,
Yeah.
hey, let's deliver the product. You know,
Right.
at the end of the day, that is your.
We're starting
you know,
to get in that wave
Well,
too.
it takes some time when you want to tour. You got to kind of get out of your system. You know,
Yeah.
like go like eat the touring thing up for a little while, and then it's
Yeah.
like, all right, well, we can keep doing this forever, or we could give them the product that they
Right.
really want. You
Yeah.
know. So yeah, we're kind of there to the point like, all right, we keep playing these bars and like making physical fans, or we could make something, you know, I guess virtual, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Song
a
streams
deliverable.
don't even like really. It's mainly just like the song streams don't pay very well.
Oh, nothing,
So
dude. Yeah, you'll
it's-
never make money from it.
It's mainly just like
So-
exposure, I guess. Like
Yeah, well, I guess the benefit to that is that people can find those and know about you before you come to town.
Right.
Yeah.
If you do it right.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do. But definitely worth doing. And at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if you're not being creative, you're kind of like, you know, that should be one of the goals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you're
know?
kind of shooting yourself in the foot. if
Yeah,
you're
and
not
I've been,
trying
I
to.
mean, I've done that. We toured for like, gosh, a year and a half before I was even like, hey guys, we should probably like make an EP and some
Yeah.
singles. You know what I mean? It's like, that wasn't very smart, you know, in hindsight. But,
we're the same way though, because we'll be like going all these places, but we only have 2 songs out
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
So it's like people can look us up, but then they hear those 2 songs. That's
That's all I've
5-6
got.
minutes of a
yeah,
set. You
that's
know,
all I can try to
Yeah.
latch onto, you
so
know?
I mean, our fan base knows the songs that we don't have released yet. Some
Yeah.
of them, but once
That's
we
awesome.
drop them, we're sitting on a banger right now.
Are you really?
For sure,
Getting
yeah.
it recorded soon?
Yeah, we got it
Good for y'all,
recorded.
man.
It's just not mastered yet, but it's
Yeah. Well, dude, that's half the battle right there,
Yeah,
man. Good
man.
for y'all, dog.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
keep
show
up.
it to you after
Dude,
this.
Send me a link on it. I'll listen to it in the car on the way.
Yeah,
home. That's
for
the way to
sure.
do it,
It's
man.
pretty sweet. It's some.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It's rock and roll.
Hey, man, that's what we want to hear, dude. That's what we
Yeah,
want to hear. Y'all
it's
keep
fun.
at it, man. It's easy to like not focus on that because like obviously no money, like
Right.
things we've mentioned previously, but like at the end of the day, you really should. You know,
You have
really
to.
should,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you want it to go any further than where we're at right now.
And, you know,
Yeah.
breakers and loose change and you know the rounds. You know,
Yeah.
you've got to get to the deliverables and start playing. You know, the Senate in
Yeah.
Columbia and Clemson doesn't have a ticketed venue, but I wish
Even
we could
like
name one.
Skyline would be cool. Like
Yeah.
that's where we want to.
Yeah,
I
that'd
want
be
to get
cool.
us into there because that place is a
like
nice
Charlotte,
stage.
Charlottesville, all these ticketed places you can go
Yeah.
once you kind of have that kind of
Have y'all looked at the Foundry at all
the Foundry in Athens
in Greenville?
In Greenville, no,
It
I
used to
haven't.
be Cowboy Up. They rebranded
No,
the
I
Foundry.
didn't know that. I really like Radio Room in Greenville.
Yeah.
Radio Room is really
Is that still
awesome.
open?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What did they
closed in
shut down?
They're changing in December.
is that what it is?
I think it's December 31st. They're moving to a new location.
Okay.
That's what you
Okay.
mean. Yeah. You guys never played there?
Mm-mm.
Y'all should try to play there. I can shoot you the guy's name that books it. He's a really, really cool guy.
Yeah,
He's
that'd be
I've
awesome.
been in contact with him over email, and he said that he would try to work us in, but I think they already had a big rotation for like the rest of the year, pretty much.
Yeah, like
kinda
I'm
deal.
talking with him now, and the only date he had free for me was December 14th. So
Yeah,
that gives
so-
you
yeah.
an idea
Yeah.
of how
Exactly.
big they are.
So-
and we played there a bunch. So, but when they do move, you guys should try to play there.
For
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
That'd be
We're
cool.
really close to y'all. I imagine like what, an hour to
Yeah.
Greenville? Something like that.
Greenville's probably 20 minutes from here.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
okay.
it's
Well,
nothing
not
from
where we
here.
thought we were then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that, dude.
Yeah, so and that'd be cool if we like even like lined up something sometime where we could play like a show together. Even
Dude,
like,
that'd be awesome. Yeah, show
Yeah.
trading is a huge thing for getting out of your hometown and stuff.
Yeah.
We've been trying to do more of it. I'd be very interested in that.
make a
What
cool
is,
video out of it.
What's the music scene like in Athens?
Dude,
Yeah.
have you guys ever played Athens? Oh, we can.
I've
We've
only
been
there
to-
once.
Where have
Really?
we been in Georgia?
Dude,
Hartwell?
Athens.
St.
Is that it?
Simon's.
St. Simon's,
Ziggy's.
Hartwell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
Ziggy's, man. Heck yeah.
Good spot. Good spot.
Yeah,
it
was
It's
fun.
a big or a big stage at least.
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah,
fun.
Yeah,
Athens,
great.
to answer your question, dude, Athens is awesome, man. I hate to say it, but it's like as good as it gets as far as college
like Greek life.
music talent. I mean,
Yeah.
not even that. Like I think the Greek scene is nice up there, but it's like almost one of the not better ones in the sense of there's 150 bands in Athens, give
Yeah.
or take. You know, it's like
There's probably 5 in a rotation in Clemson,
that's what I'm
and then
always saying.
DJs.
Yeah, I'm like, that's
Yeah.
crazy that like we're only an hour and a half away or whatever. It's like, how can there be 120 bands in Athens and only 5 in Clemson, and there's like 10 bands in Charlottesville, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But we've really got it made because like every Greek party, every night of the week, except for Monday and Sunday, there's some band to go see, which is crazy at
Yeah.
any club, you know. And then there's Georgia Theater, which is like a national venue, Classic Center. It's really awesome. I can give you guys some numbers. You guys
Heck
can
yeah,
get
that would be
We
awesome.
could do the same to you
Have
too.
I not already
for sure.
done that? I figured I'd had. I'm giving you like any bar numbers for like Clark's or Boar's Head or anything.
I think we did over DM
Maybe?
before.
I might have sent you some. I feel like I should have at least. I
Yeah.
usually do. I try to help out.
I think we've DM'd about it before.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
That's-
you guys could get a gig down there
Yeah,
anytime you
yeah.
want. It'd be great. You guys
Heck
come
yeah.
play, dude. It's kind of hit or miss because I've had helped some other bands get in there. You know, Athens had the reputation of being wild or whatever, and they go
Right.
down like they don't pull any folks. It's like, dog, well, you came in the summer, you came in July. It's like, dog, you still got to pull people, you know. But it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they just assume they go to play Athens, it'll be packed, it'll be the craziest music show ever, you know. Not quite the case, but usually easier to get crowds than honestly Clemson. Maybe not Clemson, but some of the other towns. For sure,
Yeah.
Greenville, you know.
Yeah.
There's always a crowd of people out looking for music in Athens.
Yeah, I
which
feel
is
like
cool.
everywhere you go around here, it's a hit or miss, no matter what.
Yeah, well, we've kind of stopped doing the Clemson bars just because of that. Like, we're doing so many Greek things, and it's like, if we do Loose Change, like, it's Loose Change, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, if we do Tiger Town, it's Tiger Town. It's like, it's a lot of work, you know, to like,
Oh, yeah.
you've got to make it happen. It's not like
4
people just can
hours,
be
3.5.
there. Yeah, the
just.
set time's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
love study hall, but that set time's crazy long.
So what set times like your goal that you normally play? Or
Dude, I would
want
love to be at, honestly, an hour and a half is kind of where I want to be, because that way I can go, honestly, mainly originals at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
2 hours if I'm doing covers too. 2 hours we could probably go original cover, original
Mhm.
cover, original
Mhm.
cover. Anything over 2 is honestly a freaking workout. You
It
guys
is,
know, you guys
yeah.
know that, especially the way like
Especially
we jump around.
no break too.
Yeah, no break's
Yeah.
ridiculous. We all dude. No break is ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. 3 hours is a long time. That's
Yeah.
that's a long time.
I think we've gone 4 hours probably.
4 hours no break.
A
Yeah.
lot.
That's impressive.
We used to do that a lot.
Dude, we
It's
did. I
tough.
think the only 4 hour thing we've done, we played a place in Nashville, and they were like 4 hours. I was like, man, we're really out here now.
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, this
How
is
was that?
Committed.
It was all right.
Where'd
It
you
was-
play?
We played Live Oak. You ever heard of
Okay.
that? It's
Yeah,
like a
I
very
have.
famous
Mhm.
little
They
like.
have like a lot
They
of
do a
riders
lot-
rounds
rider-
out
yeah.
there.
yeah, and it was on that stage, and it was pretty cool. We were really freaking loud in there because it was like you said, like kind of like a writers round. Room.
Yeah.
But people dug it. I mean, it wasn't like a thing we were like, oh, we got to come back immediately.
Yeah.
You know, it was like,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, that was cool. And we got to stay in Nashville for the weekend, you know. But
cool. Yeah.
our agents are out of Nashville, and usually they're like, dude, don't even waste your time here. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know how much you
I
guys.
think there's a lot of people doing it
There's
in
a lot of
Athens.
people doing it. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of
Wow.
people, and it's like not a ton of, like everybody imagines they make like a ton of money
Right.
playing, you know. I don't know,
What
Kid
it's
Rocks.
mainly tips, ain't it?
Yeah, it's damn near nothing, honestly.
Yeah,
yeah,
But
yeah.
they're pretty connected down there, and I'm sure there's some kind of scene that's worth doing, but like those usually aren't the guys that are killing it in Nashville. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
the guys that are ticketed. You know, that's what you want to be in pretty
Exactly.
much every market. You know what I mean?
So out of all your venues, I guess you could base it off the crowd or just
Mm-hmm.
the stage itself. What's like some of your favorite places to play at?
dude, I really love number one place for sure is Georgia Theater. I've luckily got the shirt on today.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if you guys have ever been there. Have you not?
No, don't believe so.
Really great venue, like a legendary, worldwide, renowned venue that
Heck yeah.
bands of all sizes play. Like Billy Strings played 2 nights there.
Oh, that's cool.
Like recently,
Dang, right.
just for fun, you know, because it's so respected. Trying to think of other band like Allman Brothers, Willie Nelson. Trying to think of people you guys would know. The Police is like an old legendary one.
dang.
Legendary. Like
Okay.
before it burned down, the Police played there on their first American tour. Jimmy Eats World, Green Day, all those, any band you could think of that's like somewhat toured, you know.
Yeah.
So when we play there, it's like, holy crap, man, this is
Yeah,
really
we're here.
cool. You know? And we
Yeah.
actually we got lucky and we sold it out last time, which was like
Dang right.
Oh,
that was
heck
like
yeah.
bucket list. Like we've done it.
Did y'all have like an opener? and,
Yeah, we
like-
had 2 openers, so
Yeah.
we had 3 band bills there, which is really cool.
Heck yeah.
But to even be a part of that, we played there 4 times now in a year and a half, which is just crazy, you know, because like there's maybe 5 Athens bands that have even got into there because it's so like not corporate, but like they have a big agency and it's
Yeah.
like they've got to make money kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's like, hey, can you guys do 500 tickets? Like, then no, you can't play if you can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, well, we'll try, my
God,
dog.
500 tickets is
Do
a
my
lot.
best.
Dude, the cap is 900. So
Really?
It's a
Oh,
big place.
God.
There's upstairs. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
If you guys ever get a chance, you guys should look at the schedule.
For
And I
sure.
promise you, there's somebody on there that you guys like that's
Heck
like
yeah.
national level. Like, just drive down to Athens, come stay the night. I got a nice house. You guys can
Dang
chill.
right.
I'd be
It'd
down.
be fun, dude. It's a really
Be
good
fun.
venue. But yeah, that's for sure the bucket list place. We're hitting there again, and it's kind of a secret. I guess not anymore. But
We can
other
bleep
than
it out
that,
if you
yeah,
need
we'll
to.
let it slide. You know. Other than that, I'd say we played a place in Charlottesville, Virginia. I don't know if you guys have ever played there. It's probably about 5 hours from here. Really cool town. I'll give you
Played
guys a
in
number.
Farmville, Virginia once.
Farmville is not far from it.
Okay.
Farmville's
Yeah.
cool. That's what is that college?
We played the Hampden Sydney
Hampden
College.
Sydney.
Yeah.
All guys, right? All guys.
Yeah.
Um,
It was cool though,
it was
dude.
cool.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it?
pretty cool.
I think there's a girls' school nearby that like visited us.
Yeah.
Or visit, excuse me.
It was like their parent weekend or something.
Yeah.
So we came to that, and I mean, we had a pretty good turnout there compared
Yeah, it
to
was
some of
fun.
the other fraternities we played.
I love
at.
Parents Weekend. Parents Weekends are fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's usually who enjoys our music.
That's
Anyway.
what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
too, kind of like we can really lean into like the classic rock thing and
Yeah.
like play some AC/DC.
Yeah,
and,
man.
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
Like that, you know. But yeah, there's a place in Charlottesville called the Jefferson Theater, which is another, theater. Anything theater is going to be good. You know,
Alright.
Yeah.
It's like an old legendary like Greek-looking theater. Like
Oh,
it's
that's
got big
cool.
pillars and a huge stage, and like Tom Petty's played there like in his later years. Like I don't know, because it was a cool spot. A bunch
That's
of
pretty
just
cool.
huge art. Like everybody. Like you look at the history, it's like whoa, you know.
Yeah.
In the green room, the signatures are all on the wall. It's like this is cool, you know.
That's
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
So that'd probably be my top two as far as like local to you guys. I mean, I really love Radio Room's cool.
Yeah.
I really love honestly Study Hall Stage was nice. I had a good time. We've only played there once.
Have y'all tried Tribbles?
Triple T's.
Tribbles, and
What is
it's
that?
in Piedmont.
It's like
right
5 minutes from here.
Yeah, it's like
No.
it's like Radio Room.
Y'all would probably
Oh,
fit
really?
in
And
perfect there.
Interesting.
you would make people probably crap their pants in there.
We tried to, man.
For sure.
Well, yeah, I'll have to look
I'll give
into
you
that.
their contact.
Please, yeah,
too,
yeah. I don't know anything about this area, so
Yeah.
we've done Greenville. And
There's not
Clemson.
much.
Not
Not
much
around.
going
I
on.
mean, other than Greenville and Clemson, a little bit in Anderson.
Yeah, well, I've always enjoyed Clemson as a whole. Has been really good to us. I mean, like you said, you picked up on us early or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you were at TD's, that was like the first or second time we played here. I remember being like, "There's a market here that like nobody's really leaning into." You know, it's
Yeah.
not like I
No.
hate to say not a destination town, but like bands aren't like, "Let's go hit Clemson," you
Yeah.
know. And we were like, "Yo, let's play Clemson once a month until we've got fans here," you know.
We were getting lucky because it was around the time we started around the time that Connor Sweeney
Yeah,
and
okay.
Hunter Holland, they were both kind
They were all
of getting
heading to
out of they were
Nashville.
going
Okay.
to Nashville around
Yeah.
the time we were coming up, I guess
Gotcha,
you could
yeah.
say. So there was more gigs available in the area,
That
and more
kinda
people
opened some
taking
doors for us.
chances
That's
too.
huge, man. I mean,
But
stuff like that is
Connor
underrated.
plugged us in to Study Hall. He's the one that
He
got
used to play
us
there
there.
all the time, right? He's got the Clemson song, right? What is it?
Yeah,
Tiger.
Tiger Town.
That's a good song, right?
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
listened to it in a while, but I remember checking it out and being like, oh, that's cool. He's a Clemson guy. I got a Clemson song.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
pretty
But
neat.
yeah, dude, there's really not a ton of bands, man. I like that Dazer's kind of a thing now.
Yeah,
I haven't
heck
watched
yeah.
y'all's interview with them yet, but I'd like to. I really like them. They're cool.
We tried to get another one with them
Yeah.
recent, and it was their lead singer and the
Yeah.
lead guitarist. The quality was going to be good, but my mic, the cord was like, I guess barely plugged in or
Yeah.
something, and so the whole podcast, my mic was just like.
Oh, that's not the one you had the metronome.
No, that
Well,
was
that
Mac Eason.
The what now?
There's one I used to record them on GarageBand, the podcast, and I recorded it with the click track recorded the whole time and had no idea.
Were you
So
guys in time?
I went back to edit it, and it was just me talking over. Like,
No.
Yeah.
dude. You're gonna get those if you podcast long.
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
I've had a couple where
We had to
like,
gut it.
cameras gave out. And, like,
oh yeah, that's happened. a
Run out
couple
of storage.
yeah, stuff like that, like
Yeah.
computer crashes, stuff like that. But you just got to roll with the punches, man.
times. Yeah, dude.
Can you
It's.
pull the audio off the iPhone? I had to do that one time.
I honestly, I probably could have salvaged it that way,
Yeah,
but
but
I
you
just
scrapped it.
gutted it. I said, "Hey, man, I'm sorry." He
We'll
was
do it
like,
again
"You're good."
sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of other bands in town though on the topic. I like Risky Business. I don't know if you guys have seen.
yeah.
them.
I've seen some of their
Yeah, I
stuff.
think
I've
they're
heard of
pretty
them.
cool. Greek guys.
Have you heard of the Stews?
I freaking love the Stews.
Me too.
dude.
And
I
I'd
freaking
like
love
just
them.
Where are they
recently.
from?
Dude, they're from Auburn. We're playing
Is
with
it
them next
Auburn?
week.
Okay.
We're playing
Oh,
with them next
okay,
week in
yeah.
Auburn,
I thought that
Dang.
maybe you were like friends with them. I've
Yeah,
checked out
they're
their
homies.
stuff. They're cool, dude. Yeah.
Dude, they're like a big band at this point. I remember
Yeah.
not that long ago they were just playing the rounds like us. Like they played.
That's
Loose
whenever
Change.
I was started watching them,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I checked their Instagram one day, and it was like,
They're like selling stuff out across
Yeah,
the U.S., dude. If you guys don't listen to Stews, everybody should
Did they
be
play in
listening to
Clemson? I think one of the fraternities asked us to open for them. one
Yes, they ended up having Risky Business, and it was like what
That's
last
what it
semester.
was.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and we should have done it because they're.
it was
yeah.
great. Yeah,
That's-
Stews, you guys should have done it.
I
I'm
think
not
we
gonna lie.
probably were.
I can't remember
Probably
why
had a
we did. I think
contract
we
or
already booked.
something.
We already
Gotcha.
booked that.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
you can
That's
do
what
about
it
that.
was.
But
dude-
sometimes, like, if it's not contracted, we'll be like, "Hey, venue, like, we
Oh, yeah.
understand."
I always try to be contract. Yeah, sometimes things come up and like, hey guys, like we had something.
we
come
get a
up.
big opportunity, you know,
Yes.
kind of thing.
I think that's totally fair because at the end of the day, you got to realize that like these bars aren't really down for you. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like no disrespect to like Breakers.
It's all
or
sales and
something.
stuff. It's
Yeah.
all just based on.
Like Breakers is not going to take care of you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? They're not going to like nurture you up. Or and Breakers
Yeah.
is just an example.
Right.
I mean, we're insert bar name.
Mm.
yeah,
Loose Change anywhere. It's like at a certain point, it's just a bar that wants to sell drinks.
It's just
Right.
business. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, to back up, I really love this dude. You guys should really listen. I
Heck
feel like
yeah.
it's
I
right
think
up y'all's alley.
I've played
Yeah.
some of the stuff on road trips and y'all
Yeah.
rocked to it. I just
Yeah.
don't think we
So I'm
replayed
crossing-
it.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
they're like my favorite band. Dude. They're like really, really good. Like,
That's cool.
So,
selling out venues in DC that are sick.
yeah, dude, I like their stuff.
I know,
Yeah.
dude, really cool. What were you saying?
So instrument wise, like, what are you
Yes, sir.
rocking? Do you play guitar at your shows?
Yes, I play guitar and I sing
Yeah.
lead, and my bass player also sings lead on some songs, which takes some weight off me. And I
that's
put the
nice.
guitar down for a lot of songs because
Yeah.
my lead guitar player is so good. I don't really.
How do you go about that? What do you do with your hands?
Dude, it is kind of weird at first, but
I
then
don't
you,
know
like
what to
even
do.
it's weird when nobody's there. Kind of,
Yeah.
it's like when it's lit, you know, it's like
Yeah.
a lot easier, like
Oh,
work
yeah.
it. And,
But you
know,
like
feed
have
off
to
the
be.
crowd.
Yeah.
You almost
Yeah,
have
you
to
have
be
to.
like rocking around, or
Yes.
else like if
It's
you're
so
just standing
natural.
there with it, it's like
I kind of
you
like if it's
have
ever,
to do something.
If
Try
I ever
it.
don't have to do like if it feels like I shouldn't be doing something, I'll just take the mic stand and like really like post up on it. Like,
Yeah,
lean
yeah.
on it, you know, it's just I'm the very like
That's the go-to.
lead singer thing. If you're like if there's not much crowd or you know you don't want to work it that hard, but usually we have a good crowd, man. It's fun, dude. It's really freeing to be like, you know, not tied down to whatever's happening. Like the band
Right.
can literally do whatever, and I just
Yeah.
sing over it, you know, which is cool. And that's kind of my favorite way to play. I only play guitar on songs I'm necessary now. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, like if a layer is needed or I wrote it,
yeah.
those kind of things, or I have the main riff or whatever.
So y'all
But, I
play
mean,
all of your originals at some of these like fraternities.
Yeah,
and
we're
stuff?
trying. I mean, there are some exclusions, you know, if it's like, I'm trying to think. I mean, but yeah, the general rule of thumb is at this point we're playing, you know, as many as we can, which is probably about 10 to 12 out of
Yeah.
22, 25 songs, so half and half when we can.
Yeah.
And like I said, when it's hour and a half gig, we'll do all originals or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard to do at first because, you know, obviously people want to hear the covers a little more in the beginning.
Right.
But you got to, you know, kind of convince yourself that they want to hear them because they do at the end of the
Yeah.
day. Like
Mhm.
Stu's, they're all original at this point.
Yeah.
Most bands that I look up to are all original, if that makes sense. I just started forking them in there and not caring because it's kind of like I kind of got used to like, you know, like we're playing like insert song, you know, like
Right.
famous, beyond famous song. People are like singing every word, and then you go to your song, it's like, you know,
Everybody
just
just
some head
kinda like-
bobbing. Yeah, it's like a little slight head bob if they're feeling
Yeah.
good. It's like I kind of had to get over that, you know. It's like they're not gonna get it until you sell it on.
Right.
You know, you got to get good at selling it to the crowds that don't
Yeah.
understand that, you know. And that's like it was a fundamental learning thing for me because there was a point in time where we were playing just covers, you know, like in the early days, like TVs and stuff. And
Yeah.
at a certain point, it felt kind of soul
That gets
sucking.
exhausting.
It really does, you know. Like I've definitely lost the love for that. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like
I agree.
you know, it
We
just
have
comes with
to.
time. That's a growing pain for bands, you know.
But like every now and then we'll just like do a new cover
yeah,
that like maybe we could all easily
Kind of
catch
freshen
on,
it up a little
Yeah.
bit.
and
but-
then
That's
it's
fun.
like okay, like this is a fun
Yeah.
one to do.
I think that's the best way to keep it fresh.
and
'cause,
like
I mean,
6 gigs later after playing it, you're like,
yeah, we got
no more of that one.
yeah,
Well, it's hard to learn them and tour at the same time, you know. I
Yeah.
always want to learn new songs, but it's like we're so busy.
Dude, I couldn't
But
tell you
yeah.
the last time we practiced.
Dude, yeah, once you start touring, you
We
start
don't have
practicing.
time, dude.
Everybody's always like, "Do you guys practice a lot?" I'm like,
Nope.
never." Like,
This
if
is
we're-
practice.
This is it right now.
Yeah.
You're watching one.
yeah. Next time, like anytime we have like a not packed out show where like there's like not enough people in there, we're like
Practice
all
time.
right, paid
Paid
practice.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that. That's a good way to look at it, honestly.
Yeah. Try out
Yeah.
some new stuff.
I think it's always good to keep it fresh. I mean, honestly, we've had a problem with that, like just playing a lot of the same covers that smack over and over, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I've like experimented with them as far as I can to where I'm not having fun, you know. It's
Yeah.
like that's a problem.
Yeah,
But every time you play an original, it's fun to me.
It is.
Unless it's just like a tough crowd or something. But yeah, I can't remember where I was going with this, but you were just saying, what were you asking? I'm sorry.
So originally it was just like instrument wise, like what kind of instrument do you play?
Okay, play guitar and sing on just about all our stuff. I play guitar, which is cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, just try to keep it fresh. You know, it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say as for the originals thing, like I wish somebody had told me like at day one, like, hey, dude, you need to be playing your originals. Doesn't matter how much you're getting paid. Doesn't matter what the bar
But
said
it's
in
like
their
you,
contract.
yeah.
Like, forget all that, dude. Just do what you do.
Yeah.
If they got a problem with it, never play there again. It's
You
kinda,
gotta push
know.
your stuff, or you're gonna be
Yeah.
where we're at.
Yeah, it's like
forever.
you can keep doing this
Yeah.
forever. You know, it's like, and you don't want to after you know you've done the bars a couple times. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
has been great and all. But it's like, I really don't want to be doing this in 10 years. You know, It's
Right,
like, you
for
Where
gotta
do you get
level
like your
yourself up.
music inspiration from for like I guess some of your originals and then maybe like I'm sure some of your covers probably some of those bands too. that-
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the bands we cover were obviously influences, but I think like one for me is like Van Halen was like a big like inspiration for me, like
Okay.
that like high energy rock
Oh, yeah.
thing. Not quite the glam stuff is not really like my thing. But I mean, I like Def Leppard and Guns N' Roses
Yeah.
and all those '80s bands that everybody loves. You know, I think there was very much a sentiment of that high energy, like exciting rock guitar solos, but like a lust for it to be not that. Like we're not trying to do that. For example, like Dazer is like very much like that's their thing. You know?
Right.
They're
Yeah.
going for the '80s. You know, we're not quite going for the '80s. We're going for a modern '80s influence. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like Van Halen's a big one for me. I know a lot of the band guys. I love the Police. My drummer, his favorite drummer, Stuart Copeland. My guitar player, favorite guitar player, Slash, very on brand.
Yeah.
And bassist, he likes like Sublime and stuff like that. We
Yeah.
like all kind of stuff.
Hang
You know?
on.
So it's
Ours
like,
is kind of spaced out.
yeah.
like,
What you guys got?
My favorite drummer's probably,
Tommy Lee.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Good player. Good player.
Heck yeah.
Yours is your favorite guitar player? Who
All
just-
over the place.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
a
I
big
couldn't
Jimi
pick,
Hendrix, or
dude.
not Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Well, I guess
okay.
Jimmy too.
I like Jimmy. I'd consider Jimmy the
Yeah,
number
Jimmy's
one.
cool.
EVH is my number 2. I love
Yeah.
him. I mean, he's like my favorite, but I wouldn't put him at number 1.
Yeah.
Dude.
And he's like Hank and
Do you like Marcus King?
I love Marcus King.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
at the theater.
He's from
playing
like
the theater.
10 minutes down the
Is he
road from
really?
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's playing the theater next month, and they just put another night
The
on
Georgia
sale.
Theater?
Yeah, you guys should
Dang
come
right.
to that now.
Dude, that would
it's
be
on like
sick.
a
That'd be
weeknight.
cool.
I don't know if you guys have like work or school
That
or
would be
anything, but y'all should
Yeah, I
come
got
down because
school.
it's like it's dang near gonna sell out 2 nights. You know, he's like a big
Yeah.
deal now or
Mhm.
whatever. But his
Oh,
blues
yeah.
rock stuff's cool. bro.
Awesome.
yeah, we try to
That's
get into
cool.
that a little bit whenever we
His,
play.
Dude, I'm
he's
totally
probably
into
the
that.
best guitar player I can think of right
And he's
now.
so cool. Dude.
He's
It looks
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really freaking cool. And I
That
don't know what
rasp
that
in his
song he
voice
was.
too.
Everything's
Yeah.
just so natural.
It wasn't his current record. I think it was the last record. Was that like
El
the blues
Dorado?
rock one?
Was that El Dorado or I think it was.
super bluesy. That I was like, yo, this is sick.
So
This
a
is
lot of it
rock.
sounded like some Credence and ZZ Top.
Yeah, it was really,
dude.
it was like
Uh-huh.
really crunchy guitar. And I was like,
I
dude,
think that
this
was
is
his most
funny.
recent one.
Yeah, and then I was talking to a lot of people now, and they're like, yeah, we're not really loving the new stuff. I'm like, dog, this is
I-
my favorite
I
stuff.
like it.
yet.
Yeah.
You know, like,
He
they're like,
ripped
we
it.
want him to do this and want him to do that. I'm like, dog, I don't care, bro. This stuff rocks, dog.
Yeah.
Stuff rocks, man.
Yeah.
That's
We're the
cool.
same way
Yeah.
when it comes to stuff. Like, we got to play some stuff that we love.
Yeah, you
like,
got to.
You
got
have to.
Yeah.
Or else you're not
We're
going to
having
enjoy
fun.
it.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've covered some stuff that we probably shouldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that vein, you know, that, like not everybody's going to know.
yeah.
I
At
try
the same
to avoid
time,
it.
if you're enjoying it, they'll enjoy it. you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You really got, if you sell something, you
Mhm.
know. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
They what was I going with that? I kind of try not to in the sense of like, all right, let's not learn our favorite B-side Van Halen song from
Yeah.
a non-popular record, but it's like as long as it's passable, you know. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna play something that people don't know, I'd rather it be my song. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
You
heck
know,
yeah,
like,
dude.
We're playing a cover. It should be a smasher, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, I mean, it's all about what you're having fun with, man.
Right.
Some bands are able to do, you know, just play all B-side, their favorite songs, and just
Mm-hmm.
have the best time ever. And you know, hats off. That's awesome.
I think it's funny whenever somebody
Yeah.
asks for like a artist, they don't give you like a song suggestion. And you're like, what song? And they say anything. And then you start playing it and they have no idea what song.
Yeah,
it is.
it's like,
that's
oh,
always fun.
You don't
It's
know
like,
you.
are you
We've gotten
listening?
that a lot.
You said Kings of Leon, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Is that a timer?
Yep.
That's quick. We'll keep going for a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you guys want to?
Yeah,
A
heck
little bit
yeah.
longer? Yeah, dude, let's
Why
talk.
not?
What was your process of like creating your merch? Like,
Yeah.
was it? Do you go to like a t-shirt store and buy a bunch of tanks and print them off yourself?
I
or-
do. Do you guys do that as well?
We
'Cause
we
you should.
originally started like printing them like ourselves,
with
Heat
the vinyl.
transfer.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
now we buy them from someplace, but we get them pretty cheap for per
Okay.
shirt.
Well, yeah, I'm always trying to get bands on this thing that I do because we've really leaned into the merch. I mean, I think merch maybe other than playing originals is like the number one
Oh, yeah.
Thing to
that
do,
bands
yeah.
skip on. Like,
Yeah,
It helps
and
you
that's
make a
what-
lot of money.
it's like a second income. Like
Yeah,
can
man.
be as much as the show if you do it right.
And we're about to merge our songs with the shirt, so we're
Oh,
gonna
that's
drop a
cool.
shirt
Heck
with
yeah.
every
Yeah,
song
with the name on
whenever
it.
we,
Yeah.
yeah, when we'll start
that's
doing
awesome.
that. So
See, that's
it'll
cool.
be like a double
Yeah, double whammy.
whenever
That's
it
great.
starts happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the thing that changed the game for us was like, I mean, treating it more like a brand. Like I took some music business classes at UGA. There's like a whole
Yeah.
program there that's really good. And he
Yeah,
was
so
like,
you're a bulldog.
yeah, I'm a bulldog
Okay.
at heart, man. At heart,
Yeah.
I graduated and everything.
Dang right.
You like bark at people and say
No,
good dogs.
well, from time to time, every now and again, we win the a couple natties and all that. I'll play a few barks
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
But yeah, man. Where was I even going? Okay, I was talking about shirts.
Oh yeah,
You got to treat it like this. My music business professor was like, dude, low key, you're a T-shirt company that makes music, and
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's bars,
That-
dog. That's
I
hard.
mean
Just
that's like
opened
the
my
best
eyes a lot.
advertisement.
It really is, man.
Yeah.
It really is, dude. And when I got the shirt press and started, you can get a shirt for $3, and you get the logo for 15 cents. You can get 100 of them for, $100 or whatever.
Yeah,
I started printing the just all the shirts, any color. If somebody was like, hey, I want a pink, I just order them one,
Yeah.
That really changed the game for us, and now it's shirts, man. I don't want to say exactly how much we're doing.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
you're
guys
good.
after, but
Yeah.
like it's enough to where it's like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
we can go play here for free and we'll be fine
Yeah,
sometimes. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, not that we should do that, but like if it's ever like, oh, it's not enough money, it's like, well, will we sell 35 T-shirts after? It's like maybe we should do it,
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just longevity.
Do you design
kind of
them?
stuff.
Or
I do, yeah.
you do?
My mom does graphic design for a living, so like
Okay.
that kind of helps
There you
out,
go. That's cool.
She did, but we keep it simple, dude. Because I only do the heat transfer. I just do like one logos like this. I've
Yeah,
got
man.
some of the funnier sayings and stuff. We've got jerseys.
Yeah, I
at this
love them.
point.
Yeah, the
Oh,
tank
that's
jersey.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one of those next.
All right, but yeah,
whenever,
I should have brought you guys one, man.
Nah,
I
you're
should.
good.
I might have some in the car. I'll check.
It's sick though. I saw that on your Instagram picture. It was
Yeah.
like a girl wearing it, and then
Yeah.
like all the guys were around it pointing at it.
yeah,
That's
dude.
cool.
Those are hard. I mean, that's literally like a $40 jersey that I made, for not that much.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, and I'm not ashamed about that. It's like,
No, that's
like
business, brother.
longevity. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I don't want to say
Business.
it on here how much it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
no,
kind
you're
of
good.
tacky, but like,
Yeah.
let's just say it didn't cost nearly that much. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm proud of anybody that buying merch. That's more important than a stream or anything to me.
Heck
It's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
showing out and buying a shirt. That's
That
huge,
shows more support.
Yeah, it really is,
Yeah.
man. It's like, hey, I wanna show off that I'm a fan of this band, or
Yeah.
even if it's just, hey, this is a cool shirt. People buy our podcast shirt. I don't know if you guys have podcast shirts.
We
but
don't, but I've been talking about getting.
Y'all
some.
should do them because like
Be
we'll
cool.
be in like cities all over the place, and they'll like either know the show or won't even know the show, and they'll be like, dude, sick design podcast. I'll take one. I'm like, word up, dude. I mean, like. You ever
That's
watch
cool.
the show? They're like, nope, I'll take one. I'm like,
The
all right,
first,
that's enough for
the
me,
first
you know?
design I had, it was like because at first we were using the banners in the back, like
Yeah.
the yellow and black,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was like a bright yellow shirt with
Yeah.
a B and then the Bennett buzz on the back, and then we changed them to
Bennett
white, and it
buzz.
looked way better.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to experiment around a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
mess around.
Dude, man, I think merch is one of those things. I'm really passionate about merch. I don't know if you noticed,
Yeah.
but like, I'm about to go home after this and print. 'cause
Print
we're playing
shirts, yeah.
All week. We're playing all week. I ordered like $400 worth of shirts yesterday.
How long does
just
that take
blank.
you? Like-
it takes a while, but it's like I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
just slap them on there, 8 seconds, pull it off, peel it.
See, that's what we
It's
did
like-
originally. We have like 3 or 4 shirts that
Yeah.
are like that we did because my buddy has like a commercial,
press?
and a
Yeah.
commercial like printing thing to cut it, like the Cricut.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay.
we were like, we printed out like, I bought like the whole thing of the printer stuff, like
Uh-huh.
it was the stick on.
Okay, yeah, like vinyl, right?
Yeah, it was vinyl.
Yeah, so that's not
I
what I
paid for a
use.
giant roll of it,
Okay.
and we printed it all out.
Yeah.
And like used the whole thing up and designed it all on the computer to where it'd be all
Interesting.
And we started pulling it all off like halfway through.
Yeah.
And I realized all of the words were not reversed.
No.
And I was like, we're gonna go to a t-shirt company. I'm not doing this.
Dude,
And that
I've
was
got you. I'm gonna send you some links after this, dude. You need to do
Yeah.
heat transfer.
yeah. Let me
So
let me
you
know
buy the
'cause-
So it's
press.
not vinyl?
No, it's not vinyl.
Okay, it's
literally
like
just
that.
this. It's
Okay.
literally just like a logo that you buy, and it's flat, and it's got this white stuff on it.
Dang
And it's
it.
reversed.
Yeah.
It's reversed, you know.
that's
Yeah.
nice.
And you buy a $150 heat press on Amazon.
Yeah.
That's what I've got. Mine costs $150. And then these logos, 16 cents each, or like 19 cents. I get 100 of them at a time for like $80.
Yep.
And then you can make a shirt.
So
for
do you just make a
$4.
logo online and
Yeah.
then
You can just go on the website or whatever. You take your logo and just
We
slap
need
it
to
straight
do
on
this.
there, dude.
Yeah.
And we've got hats, we've got jerseys, we've got koozies. You can heat transfer anything, dude.
you heat
Heck
transfer on hats? Is it normally
Yeah.
like foam hats or is it
It's more like the like a sorority kind of like I guess
Yeah.
foam is the right word. Like
Yeah.
I guess lower quality.
I
But
know what
you
you're
can
talking
do
about.
those with the patches right there. You can do them; they
Yeah.
just don't come out as well. So,
Yeah.
But kind of harder to do the nice like Richardson hats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, but dude, I would highly suggest it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds
Yeah.
a
Highly
little bit more
suggested.
beneficial there.
It
we
changes
because
the
we
game,
have a
dude.
website where we can sell our merch on
Yeah.
a website, so we might as well be able to utilize.
You
that a
should,
little
dude.
bit
I
more.
would say if you leave here with not that I'm here to give you guys advice, but we're just
Well,
talking.
yeah,
We're just-
yeah.
we're just
Heck yeah.
banding around. But like if you leave with anything, it's play your originals every night. Lean into merch as hard
Yeah,
as you can
yeah.
because you're trying to make a living here, dog. Like
Definitely.
you're driving
You gotta
7
sell
hours
your
or
brand.
something. Yeah, if like you drive 7 hours or something and say you don't make that much and you sell 10 T-shirts, that's gas money, dog. That's
Heck
food.
yeah.
That's like
And there's no
Heck
better
yeah.
feeling than seeing
Yeah.
somebody wearing your shirt
Yes.
out in
Uh-huh.
public. Yeah.
People ask them about it. It's just like win, win, win. It's like
Yeah.
free marketing. People take pictures. You become like a cultural thing,
Heck
where it's
yeah,
like, oh,
dude.
I was in college. Everybody had on Bennett Brothers shirts. Or
Yeah, yeah.
Neutral Snap shirts or Stew shirts. It's
Neutral
like-
Snap. Yeah, I've seen some of
Yeah.
their stuff too.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? It's like it becomes a thing, dude. And I think there's some sort of people underrate like I don't want to say cultural relevancy, but like the band culture of colleges that's like not talked about.
Right.
Like these kids that are coming to see y'all, man, you don't realize it, but like you're like defining their college experience.
Yeah,
Yeah, in a
I've
way.
never really thought about
Like,
it.
Yeah.
like they don't think like you might not think of yourselves as a big band. I don't, it's like, but to them, you're like freaking superhero. You know?
Yeah.
And he's like,
And they're like,
That is
everybody
cool.
shows up to the
Yeah.
fraternity event or the college bar.
Yeah.
They're like, tonight is the night we party. Like
Yes.
every single one that's there to listen
they're
to music's
I had
like
the
that.
best night ever, dude. There was this band playing Bennett Brothers, man. When I was in college, man, it's crazy. You know what I
That's
mean? It's
I've
like,
never really even thought about it like
dude,
that.
people don't think about it. And I think it's I would say cultural relevance might not be the quite right word, but it's like almost ingraining yourself in the culture of a school. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Or like trying to at least.
Yeah.
Like trying to make your name as part of the like, Clemson's got a certain amount of bands, and you're
Right.
one of them that gets talked about. I think
Yeah.
that's a smart thing to do.
Which I think Connor did a really good
I was
job.
about to say,
He
He
Connor and
immediately
Hunter.
coming out, and
Yeah,
he was playing all
I think
these
so.
fraternities, immediately coming out with that Tiger Town song.
That's huge. That's
Boom.
smart.
Like,
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
Pretty good move there. And I do hear people talk about him, and Snap and Neutral Snap, excuse me, and Stews, they've done it as well. And then you like kind of try to go do it in the next town, like once
Yeah.
you're in your
Heck yeah.
hometown. That's another thing that's important, not to stay in your hometown too much. I've seen you guys have toured some, which is great.
Yeah.
But,
We're
like,
starting to
take
go
that-
out of state.
Yeah.
It's been a process of going out of state,
It's a
though.
learning experience, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
very much so.
But, like, once
Especially
you do it-
overnight stuff.
Yeah,
that's
it's got a
when it gets
hotel
a little-
room and all
yeah.
that stuff. But once you figure out how to do it, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's easier. Like
Yeah.
the first time we did it was Clemson, dude. Like
Yeah.
Clemson picked up on us before Athens did, dude. We were
Yeah.
playing in Athens
Really?
and nobody cared, dude. We were playing to nobody in Athens. We came play TDs one night. It was
Had a
crazy.
few packed out crowds with some good pictures
Yeah.
and showed all the Athens bars like,
Exactly.
hey, like we're ready.
Yeah. And we started touring stuff, and we were coming back to Athens. I was like, who the heck are these guys touring
Yeah.
all the time that aren't even playing here? We come back and there'd be a big crowd. It's like, that's growth, man. So
Heck yeah.
So I got one big question to
Tell
end the
me.
podcast on. So
Let's do it.
we can go off on a tangent on it. So what's like your craziest experience from a show? Like if out of like any like weirdest thing, craziest thing that's happened, like
man,
or maybe
dude.
even a show where you're just like, I want to leave. Like, I don't know.
Craziest experience, dude. That's a tough one, man. Let me think a second. If you guys have one on hand,
We
might
got a
buy me some
couple.
time.
We got some
We got a couple.
We got a couple where like somebody tried to steal our tips.
Yeah,
one time.
that
that's
was
the worst.
fun.
That's the worst.
Somebody tried to take a shirt.
That's
That's
I
always
did take a
fun.
shirt.
Yeah, that happened at
It's a
study hall.
size small.
Yeah.
yeah. Someone
Took it right off the hanger. I don't know how we didn't
I
see
used
it.
to do that, man. I remember this isn't the craziest thing that ever happened, but it's worth noting. We first started touring. One of the first places we went was Tuscaloosa
Yeah.
for Alabama.
Okay.
Dang.
And we were playing a bar, and I was like, I'll set up our merch and kind of watch it to the side, like put like 10 shirts on it. I mean, as soon as the show started, I looked over and every shirt was
Gone.
gone, and people were just dipping out of there, bro. They didn't even stay. They just took them and
That's
ran.
And
messed
it like
up,
sucks
dude.
that you don't make your money, but it's also like they're gonna be wearing
Yeah, at
my
least they'll
shirt.
wear them around
Yeah,
campus.
Yeah,
that is true.
I'm trying to think of a wild day. We've had like, I looked over one time and some girl was feeding my guitar player a grilled cheese while he was eating. That was
Hey,
funny.
that's pretty cool.
That was funny.
That
That
is
was
funny.
actually in Clemson at a fraternity, I think.
I can see
I
that.
can imagine that. There was
Yeah.
grilled cheese provided.
Yeah.
I wish I had a good one for you, dude.
Dude,
No,
we
I
got
mean, it's-
fed last weekend at UNC.
Oh my
so
gosh, it
good.
was
Fried
best food.
chicken, fried okra,
Ooh.
barbecue, mac and
catering?
cheese, hush puppies. Yeah.
Dude,
It was
that
like
nice.
it was like
It's
mac
so
and
good.
cheese cooked in bacon grease.
Sorry, I'm getting off topic.
No,
Yeah,
go
man, that
ahead.
was
dog.
good,
I
man.
got hungry there.
It was
Dude, I wish I had a better answer for you on this, man. I'm trying to think. Like, there's stories and all, but it's like,
Yeah,
You ever
we
been
forget a
sent
lot.
home early?
We forget a lot of
Say
them.
what now?
You ever been sent home early?
We've
Like in
sent
the
home
beginning?
a
Y'all just
couple
go ahead and
times.
go
I think they've all been like, thank God.
Yeah.
You know what happened?
Yeah.
And it's all been like, oh God, there's nobody here. But like, sent home usually doesn't happen. We're usually rocking out up there anyways. But
Yeah.
we've definitely stopped early a few nights.
That's
Yeah.
I think most of our things that I would consider crazy are like some of the like high highs, if that makes sense. Like going to Charlottesville and selling tickets in a town that's,
That's
like
cool.
7 hours from home.
Yeah.
Or,
that's
like,
really cool.
walking down the street and people being like, dude, Jameson on the Rocks podcast. It's like, no way, dude. We're in freaking Ohio or
That's
whatever.
cool.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like, that's wild. You know what I mean? Or like
Yeah.
people recognizing it's like, dude, there's the guitar player from that band from Athens.
That does
that's
make you feel
really
good.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the best feeling in the world,
Mhm.
man. That's really cool. And it's like, it never gets old. Like people, I mean, you know what I mean? Like anytime that anybody recognizes you for doing something you love to do, it's like really cool, you know?
Makes you feel
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah.
doing something right.
Yeah, and like we've even posted video. Like
Pays
even
off.
people like heard a couple like, there's the guys from TikTok. You know, these guys from TikTok. It's like, all right, I don't.
That's
I
why
love
we
that,
started
but,
making
like,
so many shorts because it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't even matter if people like want to click us. It's
Yeah,
like if we
it
just
happens.
load enough stuff, it's gonna pop up on somebody's
Yeah.
For You page eventually.
That's kind of back to like the cultural relevance. I don't know if that's the
Right.
right word. It
But,
seems
yeah.
like the right word, right? You know what I mean? Like
It's
the
making sense.
taking up bandwidth in people's minds in a city has a certain amount of value that people don't talk about.
Well, you
know?
become like somebody's style. You
Yes.
know, like when they're wearing you, you know, like you
Kind of
become part of like
personality.
their day just with that.
Exactly. And it's like, I mean, like if you're constantly coming up, like even if you're not streaming, like maybe even the shirts are more valuable than that kind of stuff, for example, you know? I don't know. I'm really interested in that kind of stuff. Like what kind of legacy are we leaving on the town or like in the towns we are touring? Are we leaving a legacy in this town? Should we keep playing here, you know?
Yeah.
Should we lean into another town? Are we playing the same towns too many times, you know? Are we overexposing Clemson, you know? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel
So,
that.
it's hard not to,
I
but
feel like that's one thing we need to start leaning into a little more.
It's like, okay, we play at Clemson this week. We probably shouldn't play there again next week.
Yeah.
The same set.
Yeah.
give it a month. Yeah, it's hard.
Or
Yeah, it's hard.
all this month.
I'd say,
Yeah.
dude, I know y'all are touring already, but literally as much as you can tour while it's still putting out the best music you can
Right.
put out, it's
Yeah.
like huge. Like I always tell this story. I actually did a podcast last night and told the same story, but I think it's a good one. Charlottesville, I keep bringing that up because they've been so good to us. We went up to Charlottesville and we played a pizza joint 4 times. The deal was $100 plus 10% of the bar. I don't think we ever left with more than like $400.
Yeah.
7.5 hour drive. And I was like, dude, if we keep playing here, it's always packed. If we keep playing here, dude, we'll meet somebody in the Greek scene and we'll start getting gigs, you know? And the last time we were there, we played, and it honestly wasn't that great. I was like, dude, we got to stop doing this, you know? This guy walks up and he's like, hey, how would you guys like to play, you know, Deke here at UVA? And it's like, we would love that. You know,
That's
we played
cool.
Deke. Next thing you know, we just blew the doors off Deke. And the day after, we had like 10 different fraternity
There you go.
That's awesome.
And
There
we've
you
been
go.
playing UVA probably once every couple weeks, which is Charlottesville, the college there, for probably 6 months now. I'm talking like huge parties, like renting out theaters for us and stuff. It's
That's
like,
cool.
That's like the
Dang
end. I
right,
mean, that's
dude.
like getting closer to the end game, which is
Yeah,
ticketed,
man.
you know. And we just announced a show up there at the Southern, which is a ticketed 300 cap
Yeah, I've
bar.
seen where the Southern
And
is.
yeah, and like the pre-sales at like 100, like within a week. I was like, we're gonna sell this thing
That's
out.
cool.
dog.
Yeah.
we're gonna sell this thing out in the States 7.5 hours away. I mean, that's
That's awesome.
I'm excited
how you
for
do
that.
it, man. I appreciate
when
that.
That's awesome.
That's the end game, dog. You know,
Yeah.
you turn this thing that you're doing now for money and, you know, exposure, the cover gig kind of thing, the fraternities kind of thing, because you don't want to play fraternities forever either, you know.
No.
That era will expire, you know, for your mental well-being and all that.
Yeah.
You want to be ticketed, man. Everything's got to get to ticketed.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where the people that are killing it are doing, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, you go play these frats a couple times, like, all right, it's time to go ticketed, you know. And if they come, they come. If they don't,
When did you realize that time came for y'all though? Like when did y'all go from, all right, we got to start going to these places and
Yeah.
charging tickets?
dude, I think it's very obvious. I think we've jumped the gun on most of them, you know, which is almost a better way to do it than waiting forever and them getting used to not seeing you ticketed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, pretty much if we've had a couple good shows in a city and we can get into a ticketed bar, it's like, let's run it, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
some of our first shows in cities have been ticketed. Our first show in Tallahassee was ticketed. Didn't do nothing on tickets, and we're still playing there, you know, like, still
Yeah.
working on it. It's like, you got to be willing to not make money, willing to take a shot on Charlottesville. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying, the pizza joint, $100. That's a terrible deal. You ask half the band, like I book for bands sometimes just for fun, like friends, you know, like I'll help you guys out and stuff. And they're like, dude, we're not going up there for $100 and 10%. I'm like, fair, but like, don't be surprised if you never have
never
fans
know.
there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You got to risk it.
yeah, got to risk
Yeah.
for the biscuit, man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right,
right.
dude.
Seriously.
I mean,
though.
they see those pictures of us playing theaters in Charlottesville now. I'm like, you guys. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
those
saying.
pictures. So do you
Wow.
have a photographer that comes with
We
you?
hire photographers in the city. It's too expensive to tour with them usually.
Yeah.
You know, like you bring a guy, you got.
So you got certain ones around the area. You're like,
Yeah, I've
hey,
got
are you
different
free this
spots.
weekend? You know,
Yeah,
type
and
thing?
like if you could, like kind of just like put feelers out, like, hey, anybody in Chapel Hill want to shoot this weekend? Like usually there's some student photographers around, or keep up with other bands that keep up with us and just hit me up like, yo, we're in Chapel Hill, we need a photographer. Your photo presence on Instagram is almost, you know, more important than the actual what happened there.
Right.
Like if you can get a picture of you playing a fraternity that was 600 people in front of you, nobody that's not in the band scene is going to go, oh yeah, they're just there for the frat, you know. Everybody's like, dang, Jameson
That
Tank is
looks
pulling
sick.
crowds. Bennett
Yeah.
brothers are pulling crowds, you know.
and you got pictures of people just like
Having a great time.
candid shots of people
Yeah.
smiling and just
Yeah.
having a good time
So
in it
you've
too.
seen those on ours, right?
Yeah,
You see
yeah,
how
they
we
look
kinda try to
great.
do it?
They
It's
look
like
great.
the vibe, kind of like I'm talking about the cultural
and
relevance,
everyone's
you know?
like it's like its own vibe. The pictures,
Yeah.
like the style of
Different
photographers too. It's,
Yep.
Yeah,
Let
I
them do
like
their
it.
thing. Say we want a lot of crowd shots. We don't want a ton of pictures of us zoomed in on us because honestly, nobody cares. Like they
Yeah.
want some pictures of you playing, but it's like it's the vibe.
They
of
want the
show,
event,
you
right.
know?
Like
when
what
we play
happened.
Clemson Fidel and there's a mechanical bull and a slip side. It's
No,
like,
that's cool.
I'm posting pictures of people on the mechanical bull and the slip side.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
In between it, pictures of us, and I've got people from Vidal DMing me going, "Yo, dude, pictures are sick. When can we get the link to that? And when can you guys come back?" You know what I mean? It's like a vibe. It's like It's like if this fraternity books you, it's like a whole experience for them. They're like, "Yo, guess what we got tonight?" You know, once you become a thing, it's like we've got Dazer, we got Bennett Brothers, we got Jameson Tank. You know, it's like they're coming here tonight. It's like they rented you out. Right. You know,
you gotta sell the fun.
Yeah, dude, it's a whole thing, man. I mean, I'd say just lean into that. You know, it's like people are too serious, dog. People are too much just like pictures of them static playing. Like nobody cares you're playing a G chord tap.
That's what we're getting more into. We're trying to.
You know what I'm saying? It's like cool, dude. Like you know what I mean? It's like I'm guilty of that, but it's like, dog. The thing you can do is sell the vibe of the band. You know, sell the brand, sell the. If I go to a Bennett Brothers show, it's gonna be a good damn time. You know?
Heck yeah.
Those kind of things, man.
We'll clip that and throw that on TikTok right there.
Yeah.
Clip it up, man. Hey, man. The fact that I will say, I'll give y'all this. Y'all are really making some of the best content that I've seen any band make. Like,
thanks, dude. That means
I mean
a lot.
that. A lot of bands. That being said, a lot of bands slack on it super hard. Most bands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the thumbnails, the videos, the documenting every weekend. That's where it's
That's
at,
all
dude.
Cody.
Yeah, man.
And I watched one where you guys were talking about it. It might have just been a band interview, or maybe it was whatever the last guy's name was. It was like
Andrew Wooten, maybe.
That's it, Wooten. And I passed like Wooten Road on the way here, and I was like, I wonder if he lives down there.
I don't think so.
But anyways, you were talking about how you were looking at it as, you said something about there like not being a crowd, like you're not worried about that. You're more like worried about documenting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I was like, that's exactly how you need to look at. You were talking about listening back and being like, oh, that was a good show. Or, oh, we had a good time
because we record our sets, so that way I can like
remember things. Yeah. That's how you should look at it. Like we used to.
It's like it's all of our videos and vlogs. It's just a memory of the gig.
It's really like a public photo book.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like we used to make these crappy little venue vlogs where it's just like me like with a little camcorder and it's like the crappiest, vibiest.
But people
clips,
like seeing that stuff.
People love that, man.
Yeah, that's your memories too, man.
Yeah, like you can watch back and be like, damn, dude, we were so excited. You know, like that was awesome. Like, you know, we were just playing. It was our first time at Breakers, and we were stoked. You know what I mean? It's crazy how things go, dude. I'd say y'all keep doing that, man. Keep doing this. This is a good way to make fans and everything. Like,
heck yeah.
This lets people get to know you, man. It's huge. I think what y'all are doing is perfect, man. That's why I'm stoked to come out, dude.
Well, we appreciate that.
Really cool.
We'll have to do like a collab soon.
We'll have to. If you guys ever do come to Athens, I mean, you guys can always join me on my show, dude.
Yeah, we'd love to.
That'd be awesome.
Man.
That'd be cool.
You want to shout out any of your stuff?
Yeah, this comes out October 5th.
Okay, so everybody check us out at Jameson Tank on Instagram. It's Jameson.tank because we got banned and lost all our stuff.
I saw that in the beginning.
Remember that, dude?
Yeah. That's fresh.
We had like thousands of followers.
Yeah,
and
that's why. And then I saw you whenever y'all had your new account, and I was like, y'all like, how are they not like famous on Instagram already with like with like all the pictures and quality y'all are posting? I was like, what's going on?
People say that all the time. Like we'll go play with bands and they'll be like, dude, you guys have the craziest tour schedule I've ever seen for 1,500 followers. And I was like, thank you for reminding me that we lost 4,000 followers in all of my childhood photos.
Yeah, dude, I saw. So what happened with that? I know.
It was just one of
we're
those
about to
things
end
where
it,
Facebook like cleans out accounts and like they kind of screw you
thought
on
that
it.
it was
Like, you look it up online and there's like thousands
lame.
of people that like have lost their accounts. They don't have a phone number. They don't have customer service.
That's your business, man.
I know, dude. That's what
crazy.
I was emailing. I was like, yo, this is how we eat,
That
dog.
happens, man.
Dude, y'all just hang on. Just hang on. Try not to let it happen. One of the reasons it did happen, though, is because my Facebook was linked to my Instagram.
I unlinked mine.
Unlink yours because what happened was the Facebook got banned, and I had 3 Instagrams underneath that link. So I lost all 4. Podcast, personal, and the band. Probably like, not to be dramatic, and I know it's not that bad. It was like one of the worst things that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
But anyways, we're back now. We're good.
Our social media is like my baby too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta have it
that.
today.
All
You
our
can't.
old videos,
You cannot be a band without
But y'all
social
stuff,
media.
look, y'all have a good digital footprint from that since
Thank
then.
you.
You
I
know,
appreciate that. Yeah, y'all just keep working on it, man. Just I forget what I was doing. I was shouting my stuff out, but y'all stuff looks good too, man.
Yeah,
you don't
appreciate
undersell
it.
yours, man. Y'all thumbnails are always good. Like,
thank you.
And like the vibe and the clips are always good.
They didn't start out that way though.
Well, hey, man,
Nothing.
here we
You
are.
gotta learn.
That's where we are now, man. That's all that matters. But yeah, y'all check us out. Follow the new Instagram at Jameson.tank. The podcast is JOTR_podcast. Got a bunch of new episodes coming out. Stu's episode this weekend we're doing. That'll be a huge episode.
Sweet. We'll pop that up here for you guys.
Yeah, we'll drop a link for that. What else? Tickets. We got tickets on sale on our website, JamesonTank.com. Come see us. I don't know when the next time we're in Clemson is, but we're probably going to do Greenville December 14th. Hopefully play with y'all at some point.
That'd be awesome.
Maybe slide a study hall date in this semester next. We're not too keen on it, but we like playing Clemson, you know. We got some Fiji stuff if y'all are into that kind of stuff. Yeah, just look us up. Come see us. Check out the band, man.
Sweet,
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
dude. Thank y'all for having us.
Thanks for
man.
coming
Yes,
on.
sir.
That's awesome.
I'd go all
Enjoyed
day,
it.
man. Y'all don't
Heck
let me
yeah,
get
me
talking.
too.
Man. Y'all
Yeah.
got me fired up in there. Y'all ever do longer episodes? You should.
Sometimes
try
just the
not
editing
to,
is
but
just-
You should try to do them for
Yeah.
like if you ever like maybe like consider it a different thing, like a long form episode. Do one camera, like make the editing
Yeah.
easy
if
for
we
you.
get the 3 camera, I'll have somebody on them
Gotcha.
and we can go.
Because this
all
weird
day.
thing happens at like the hour 10 mark when you're
Mhm.
like with somebody you don't know, or you like really like feel like you've gotten to know them. You start like vibing like
Yeah.
hard.
Heck yeah.
So I try to keep ours to about hour 30. But
Dang right.
Yeah.
yeah, man, this is fun.
We'll be
Thank y'all
pushing
for having
longer
us.
ones out.
We'll have
Yeah,
you back
dude.
on soon.
Dude,
Yeah, we'll do this
all
again.
Anytime, dude. We
Yeah.
come to Clemson a lot. I'd love to do one. I know you have limited inputs or whatever and limited room, of course, but I'd love to get a bandmate or two.
That'd
in
be
here. It would
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
man.
for sure.
Because
We
it
could
is
do it.
very much a band. They're
We
not
could
really
also
here to
sub out
speak.
Candler, sub out me, or sub out Austin.
Yeah,
too.
Take some
man.
turn. Yeah, it'd be cool, man. They would love that. They don't get
For
enough
sure.
credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Heck yes.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys get that with the brothers thing, or you know what I mean, or people like, well, who's the brothers? Which one? Which one
They
he's
kind of
Bennett?
look at us and can tell
Yeah.
Like y'all are all good.
most of the time. Yeah.
Well, good enough, man.
Heck yeah.
Sweet, man.
Thanks y'all for having us.
Appreciate
For
it.
real,
Yeah,
man.
thanks for
Appreciate
coming
it.
on, man.